Hello, and welcome to a bonus episode of Conversational Leadership with Jay Mann. I'm your host, Jay Mann, Superintendent of the Creighton School District, and we're rolling into the end of another school year. And as we approach the end of the school year, I'm realizing how much I'm grateful for. And that really ties into a lot of things that we've talked about here on the Conversational Leadership podcast. Gratitude is not only a great leadership component and a great strategy to leverage in your leadership, it's also a great mechanism for us to help kind of level out our emotional responses to things. It's a powerful tool set to help support us in times of trouble. But it's also a powerful tool set for how we model for others. When people see our gratitude, they're struck by two things. The fact that we are in a space where we can be grateful to others, and that models that behavior for them, but also those receiving that gratitude are often bolstered by it, and it helps strengthen their position as they're looking to continue to do great things in any organization. For us in our school district, where those great things directly impact our students and our families. So I thought this would be a great time as the year ends out for a bonus episode to talk about a few things that I'm grateful for. There is a list so long that this would be a 720-hour podcast if I went into everything that I was grateful for. But I'm just going to hit a couple of key points and then move on to why I'm grateful to each and every one of you that may be listening or watching right now. And then I'm going to ask for your help because, the best time to ask for a little assistance is right after you thank people for everything they've done already. So this year, we've seen a lot of growth. We've seen a lot of things improve within our school district through a lot of effort by our leadership team, a lot of modeling and effort by our governing board that's kind of trickled down to that leadership team, from our site staff and principals, and especially from our classroom teachers. And one of the places that we see that reflected is in our learning walk data. We've talked about learning walks. You can go back to our prior podcast on that to learn a little bit more about those learning walks. But what's amazing is the growth that we've seen in Tier 1 instruction within our district. Do we still have room to improve? Of course we do. I'm sure wherever you would go, you would find room to improve in Tier 1 instruction. Are we ready to just stop where we are? Of course not. Getting to where we are actually empowers us and prepares us to go even further and do even better. And the more we do it, the more we practice it, the easier it will get for us. And honestly, strong Tier 1 instruction is going to make what we do in our classrooms easier for our teachers as well. And we're seeing some of that reflected in feedback that we're receiving and what we're observing in the classrooms. But at the end of the day, one of the really powerful things is our kids are just getting stronger instruction every single day. And we're starting to see that reflected in some of our data points. We're starting to see the improvement in outcomes for our students based on that. And we're poised for that next big step. And that next big step will take us to a place where that improvement in outcomes for kids will just increase by orders of magnitude. We've seen sort of the arithmetic and the algebraic increases, and we're really ready for some increases of geometric proportions here. So looking forward to that in the future, and very grateful for all the hard work of the last 3 years, and especially the big focus this year and the big push. So thank you to everyone who's had a hand in that. Another thing that I'm very grateful for is powerful leadership by our governing board. They are working hard to not be distracted by, what I often refer to as all the things, and they're focusing in on those key elements, those 4 goals, the 4 guardrails. They're really, it's hard. There's so much going on. It's hard not to be distracted by all the things. And I'm not saying we're perfect yet, but wow, I have seen a laser-like focus this year on those things that are going to ultimately have an impact to create improvements for our staff, for our students, and for our families. So very, very thankful for that governing board. And again, they're leading through modeling that for us. I'm also very, very grateful this year for all of the support that we've received from our community. Folks turn out. They turn out to support. They turn out to help us with things. We've had a number of different events going on, fundraisers that support different areas and aspects of our school district that we don't receive funding from the state to be able to support. We've had people step up in a big way to do that. And then support from some of the organizations that we partner with. The Creighton Education Foundation, helping to support our students with Trips for Junior Ambassador, teacher mini grants. The Creighton Community Foundation, helping with hunger relief in the community, and also helping to support, other areas, like they have 2 workers that are on our school sites helping support students at those 2 school sites. Really powerful partnerships. We've also seen powerful partners come forward to support us with fundraising efforts for programs like our Creighton Kids Congress. And so those are things that really, there's no requirement on people to do that, and yet they step up because they want to help. They want to make things better in our community. Speaking of Creighton Kids Congress, definitely something I'm extremely grateful for. Getting to work with our students is like one of the best things you can do. It really grounds you in the work, and having them involved in so many things, everything from the design of new schools that are being built to the selection of our actual curricular materials to giving us feedback on how we're doing on our goals and guardrails. I mean, in our most recent session, which was our last one for the year, we asked kids about how math instruction's going in middle school. We had an 8th grade student who shared with us that a program that we are piloting really changed her from being someone who hates math to somebody who actually enjoys doing math. That kind of feedback is so much more important than just statistics and numbers, right? Finding out how kids are experiencing the types of learning opportunities that we're creating really gives us this sort of street-level data that helps us significantly in being able to figure out how we can improve and how we can plan for better and more in the future. We've also had a partnership with Teach for America and ASU for a WeGrad program. We've got 2 schools that piloted this year, and it's just coming to a wrap-up, doing career exploration for kids. I have always thought career exploration in middle school would be a wonderful thing to be able to gift our students with, because when they get into high school, they're going to need to look at what the learning opportunities are that are there to help them grow and develop towards what they might potentially want as a career in the future, what their next steps are. And it's so amazing to be able to provide them with a greater depth of knowledge to make those decisions and choices on. I think we really set them up to improve their opportunities for a choice-filled life in the future. There's so many other things that I could go to. Like I said, the list could be hundreds of hours long. Those are just a few highlights along the way. I'm also very appreciative of the folks who turn out for our community council meetings. We get a chance to kind of connect with you one-on-one. I know that's giving up an evening to come hang with us, but when you give up that evening and come hang with us, we're really doing our best to give you some tools and strategies to take back that will be helpful to you. And in a recent episode, my words escape me, but in a recent episode, Dr. Amy Burgess joined us and talked about the work we're doing with the ruler method, seeing that start to get off the ground. And community council made me think of this because we just did a training on the Mentimeter with families the other night at a community council to help give them that tool set, to have it available to them, to help them not only in working with their own students at home, but it's great for us adults too. So many amazing things, but one of the things that I really am truly grateful is for each and every one of you who joins us for Conversational Leadership with Jay Mann. The podcast has grown. We appreciate folks listening. We hope that it's helpful to you, and we want it to be helpful and valuable to you. So my hope is I can impose on you as I extend my gratitude to maybe help us make it better. So what we would love is to get some feedback, topics you might want to see. We've, I think I might have mentioned this earlier, but we've completed 45 episodes before this bonus one, And as we move into our fourth season, we'd love to be able to start to tailor to topics of interest and get feedback from you on how we can not only select the right topics you want us to do, but also improvement tips, things you think would help us to do a better job in providing a podcast that's of interest. So there's a couple of ways you can do this. If you happen to be watching this on YouTube, our comments are live, so feel free to just drop a comment and tell us, what you'd like to see from us, either in a future topic or in some changes to what's happening here with this podcast. But then in addition to that, if you're capturing us through an aggregator, whether it be a Podbean, a Spotify, the Apple platform, whatever your platform or tool set is, if there isn't a way to leave a comment, please check the show notes, and we will be sure to include a link in there that you can use to reach back to us and get us that feedback. So I am wishing you a joyous and very wonderful summer, a chance hopefully to rejuvenate, regenerate, and get ready for the upcoming fall. If you're in the school space, things kind of shift, pace shifts as we roll into summer, and then we're ramping up right away for fall. So if you're in that space, I wish you the best with that. If you're not in that space and you're going to be working through the summer, summer's a great time for a vacation. Don't forget to stop, smell the roses, spend some time with family, take a break for yourself if you can. And if you can't, go back, watch some old podcasts, find some of the tips and tricks that we have related to, how to deal with stressful situations and all of that. Hopefully they'll be helpful to you. But we really do hope you have a great summer, you enjoy your summer. We will be back in the fall with season 4, and hopefully a season 4 that's even better than what's come before, with a little bit of help from you and your feedback and tips. So again, with great appreciation and unending gratitude, thanks for joining us for Conversational Leadership with Jay Mann.